I hated every minute of the training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and forever live your life like a champion. Those are the words of Muhammed Ali. He was my hero when I was growing up. I wanted to be like him as a man, physical and strong. Now that I'm grown up, well, arguably, I see him as far more of a champion than just physicality. He's a champion for humanity. Have you got somebody that you look up to who is your champion of champions? Welcome aboard. Now, the more I think about Muhammad Ali, the more I see him as one of my great champions to revere, to look up to. As a 25-year-old, he was the champion of the world. He was the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. And he got drafted into the military, into the US military, to fight in Vietnam. He turned up to the draft, but he refused to step forward when they called his name, at the time Cassius Clay, because he believed in humanity. He did not believe in killing people. He thought, why would I be going out to try and take somebody else's life when they've done nothing to me? He had to withstand intense pressure. He had to withstand that incredible thunderstorm in his life, with the emotional turbulence and the lightning strikes of fear and doubt and exposure, and people turning against him, trying to belittle him, trying to shame him, trying to call him out, manipulate people to turn against him. And as a result, the authorities stripped him of his boxing title. They fined him $10,000 and they sentenced him to 5 years in prison. But that didn't bother him. That made him even stronger. And why was that? Well, because his commander in charge was his value system, his conscience. Yeah, he was a fantastically beautiful looking human being in terms of his physicality, but actually what was more important was what was going on inside. He spent that time developing his emotional intellect, his social intellect, as well as his mindset and his physicality. And I think all four of those elements are absolutely intrinsic in terms of us becoming champions of ourselves. And the brilliant story, as we all know, or anybody who's interested, was that years later, 7 years later, he regained his title in an incredible bout called the Rumble in the Jungle on African soil, just proving a point. He was so strong mentally, but he was so strong emotionally. Wasn't perfect, of course. He wasn't particularly faithful in terms of his marital relationships, but we're all flawed in some way. We need to find somebody to look up to revere, to see as a champion of our champions. So I think it's worth asking yourself, who do you look up to? Who can you find that will help you to continue on that drive towards supporting humanity and finding the very best of yourself? Let me know in that box below. And as always, I wish you the very best, and please do remember to keep it in the greens.